How many times has an adult asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's a really tough question, isn't it? I mean, come on, I'm only in middle school.
Did you know that each of us has our own strengths? There are superpowers that can help us find out what is important to us.
So how do we figure out what those are?
And how do kids like us find our place in the world?
We're here to help you begin to explore what those superpowers are.
And if you can find a way to use them every day, work might not even seem like work.
So let's meet some people at Qualcomm's World of Work program who can help us get started. Take it away, team!
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Qualcomm.
The space that we're in is the World of Work room, and this is the place that all the students start their experience here at Qualcomm when they're coming to the Think a Bit lab. And essentially it's a place for kids, for you guys, to learn about the world of work and all the amazing careers and jobs that we have here at Qualcomm. Who would know that there are engineers and marketers and lawyers and people that work in HR. There's also people that work in facilities. There's plumbers, there's electricians, all kinds of different jobs. So how do you find out about those types of careers? You come to the World of Work room. Why should you be thinking about any of this stuff? Well, I think a lot of people, as they get older, they want to have great jobs. They want to be excited about the work that they're doing. You're going to work on average 60,000 hours in your lifetime. That's a long time. We could just do some simple math right now. The average individual works 2,080 hours a year. And you're probably going to work for 30 years in your lifetime. Right there, you get your 60,000 hours. So I guess the thought is, if you start thinking about it earlier, you may have a better chance of finding that sweet job, right? The thing that really fits you.
We do an exercise with the students on various careers here at Qualcomm, but you can also find these careers at large tech industry or tech companies all throughout the world. So part of this exercise is they'll get a ring of careers. They'll begin to look at these careers. They might identify with what the career title is.
When you go from the job title on the front, user interface designer, and you flip it over, and you look on the back, you're going to see a couple things. You're going to see a job description that kind of tells you a little bit about what that person would do. Wages. What do these people make? That's kind of interesting too. Like, what do these people earn? Is that job expected to be in demand in the future? What kind of degree am I going to need to get this job? Do I need a 4-year degree? Do I need to have a master's, 2 additional years, or maybe a PhD? Do I really want to be in school for that long? That's the question that you as a student need to ask yourself.
I'm going to read statements, okay? If you identify or if you feel like, yeah, Jennifer, that sounds like me, then you're going to stay standing. If something I read, you're like, no, that's not for me, doesn't sound like something I'm interested in, then you're just going to take a seat. Once you've taken a seat, though, you can't stand back up if you identify with something else that I say, okay?
So the stand-up exercise is something that we do in the lab almost every day. And as you're seeing people in the world of work and they're performing their jobs, you might want to be thinking in your mind, is this a stand-up for me or is this a sit-down for me?
I see myself wearing a uniform every day to work. I like the fact that I'll be spending most of my time walking and standing throughout my day at work. I am okay with having to work nights, weekends, and holidays. I can make critical decisions if someone's life is depending on me. And the last prompt, I can handle seeing and listening to someone if they're in pain. Okay, so the two that are standing, what do you think potentially this career is?
Like a doctor or a like hospital medic.
Excellent, excellent. It is a critical care nurse. Great job.
The world of work is happening all around you. How do we attune ourselves to notice what's happening around us? And then for you, you can be asking yourself that question. Is this a stand-up for me or is this a sit down? And know that it's always okay to sit down. It's always okay to put yourself on the sidelines. But if you do, it's also important to put yourself out on the field and raise your hand and stand up and say, you know what, that's for me.
On your whiteboard, if you can make 3 different categories, okay? It's going to be strengths, interests, and values. If there was a career, right, or some kind of opportunity that you might be interested in right now, I know you're in 7th and 8th grade, but if you had to think right now, if I had to get a job today, what might be some things that I might think about that would be interesting to me? When I say strengths, it's what are you good at? What are you confident? What do you feel like you're really, really good at? And I want you to be selfish. I want you to really dream as big as you can.
Strengths are found in all. Sometimes the hardest thing to figure out is, what are we really good at? You know, and are people telling us that? So it's our job to figure out, what do we do really well? And that's really what a strength is.
So I want you to make a list, maybe like 3 or 4, just bullets of different strengths. And I have over here just some examples. But if you're someone who's an achiever, and by achiever I mean you make lists and maybe you talk about things that you want to aspire to, you're probably categorized as someone who's likes to achieve. If you know that responsibility is something that's very important to you, that you're going to follow the rules or make sure that we're all taken care of and you're really responsible, that might be something that is a strength of yours that makes you maybe a little bit unique than your classmate. It could be something that you feel like you've done really well, whether it's in school, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your friends, it's with your community. What's one of your strengths? Yeah.
Math.
Math. You enjoy math. Excellent. Excellent.
Quick thinking.
Quick thinking. You're sharp thinking. Okay, great.
Risk taking.
Taking risks.
Research.
Doing research. Okay.
Interests are the things that we love to do. You know, what are things that we care about? Do we like working with animals? Do we like working with people? Do we like working with numbers? You know, those are the questions that you should be asking yourself as a student. What do I find myself doing regularly? Do I take things apart at home? Do I take machines apart? Do I like to solve math problems? Do I like baking or cooking or dancing? You know, those are clues to the things that we might want to do later on in life.
If you could give me 3 or 4 again, various interests in a career lens, if you thought of a job that you might aspire to today, what might that be? What are some of your interests? Yeah.
Engineering.
Engineering, okay. Yeah.
Coast Guard or Navy.
Okay, you're interested in the Coast Guard or the Navy, yeah.
Programming or hardware.
Programming or interested in working with hardware, excellent.
Marine biology.
Marine biology.
Military and vet.
Military and being a veterinarian, excellent. So these are your interests right now and they might change. Okay, and the last category is values, okay? This is what's important to you. What's kind of like a deal breaker, right? When I named off a few things like working nights, weekends, and holidays, some of you sat down immediately, right? And that might be flexible for some people. That might not bother you. Maybe you want to do nights, weekends, and holidays. Maybe it's, you know, double pay, and that's okay for you. Everyone's going to have different values. If work-life balance is important to you, or spending time with family, write down some of your personal values. What are things that are, and this is in a lens of a career, okay? So values in a career. Maybe you want to work for a company that has making an impact or has purpose, right? It is doing good in the world. That's something that's a value to you.
Values are kind of those non-negotiables that we have sometimes in life. You know, if we didn't have to you know, kind of give up any things that are important to us, knowing how you're wired around your values will really help also give you some clues to what type of job might be right for you in the future.
Each of you are going to have very different values. So give me like 2 or 3 different values that would be very important to you at your job or at your career. All right, everybody, looks like we got a great long list. What are some of your values? Yeah.
If needed, take risks for others.
If needed, take risks for others. Okay, in the back.
Getting the same pay as men.
Getting the same pay as men. All right, that's a value. Excellent.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Excellent.
Making people happy.
Making people happy. So you have 3 very distinct categories, and this is you. This is you right now. It might change next month. I can guarantee when you're in high school, if I met with you again, it might change, and that's okay. The whole goal of this is to take a self-assessment of who you are right now and see, like, wow, look at this. This is something that's very important to me. This is a career that I might aspire to. This is something that I feel like I'm really good at. I'm really confident in this. Someone's told me that I am really good at this, and it feels right. The big takeaway is that this could be a reality for you. When you're in your dream job or you're in a career And you're not looking at the watch, or you're not feeling like, gosh, when do I get to go home? And you're just being you. You're being you. That's when you know you've aligned your strengths, your interests, and your values. And that should be the goal, is that you've worked really hard in your education, you want to deploy those talents, you want to express your interests, and you want to make sure that your values are being matched wherever it is that you're working.
Whether we're out at a restaurant or we're out at a sporting event, there's somebody who's working there as part of that experience. And so we've learned to kind of take note. Who's doing what? Who's doing what really well? And is there anything that someone's doing that might interest me? And so anytime you leave your front door, keep your eyes open and you might find a job that someone's doing that might be interesting for you.
I think when you're going throughout your day, observing, whether it's your teacher, a family member, you're out and about in the world, when you see someone really happy and joyful and they're engaged in their work, I think that's important to take note of. And what is it? Why are they engaged in their work? What are they doing? What makes them so happy?
If you're a kid today and you want to know about your career journey and you want to ask an adult, I say like anything, just ask politely. You know, an adult is just waiting to be able to answer a question from a student about their career. So as a student, you're missing opportunities if you're not willing to ask a teacher or a principal perhaps, or maybe a friend of your mom and dad, or again, your family. Ask them the questions, you know, hey, do you like your job? How did you get into your job? What are the things that you hate about your job? Or if there was one thing about your job that you wish that you'd never had to do again, what would it be? You know, you want to learn all the parts of the job, not just the good, but also the bad. And adults are always waiting to get that question from a student.
Thanks, team.
And thanks for hanging out with us to learn about careers.
We hope you learned some simple things you could do to help you decide what direction you want to go in the world of work.
And the next time someone asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? You may not have an answer, but you'll know what tools to use to help figure it out.
See you next time.